Welcome back to the creator-driven community. I'm Mark Builds It. Today I want to talk about fungibility. I mentioned before non-fungible tokens, so I think fungible is the one word that most people are probably not real familiar with, at least I wasn't when I started looking into this space. And fungibility is very simply just the interchangeability of a thing. And fungibility exists on a huge scale. It all depends on who you are and where you are and what direction you're looking at it from. So if you think about a giant pallet of phones, sitting at a warehouse somewhere, all those phones to you are exactly the same. As long as they all have the same specs, same RAM, same processors, they're all the same phone. And then the minute you receive the phone, you start changing it. You start adding the apps that you want. You start putting your data into it. You start moving around, and it's tracking your movements. So this phone, the longer you own it, the less fungible it becomes. You cannot simply trade it out for another one because it's becoming very unique to you. But if you're the manufacturer, those phones are non-fungible because each one of those phones has a unique serial number, and it has all kinds of information tied to that number, where they can pull a serial number and find out what chip went into that phone and the serial number of the chip. And the chip manufacturer can find out what diodes went into that chip. So it's a very granular scale, and it all depends on where you are on that scale, what you're looking at, from what perspective you're looking at when you're looking at those items. Now, this is the real world. You look at dollars, for instance. Physical dollars, when they are handed to you at the bank, as long as they're valid, those are pretty fungible items. But if you look at $2 and you start to compare them, they have serial numbers, they have wrinkles, they have doodles on them. They're not exactly the same, but when it comes time to pay for something, $1 is $1. You can trade it for $1 worth of goods anywhere, US dollars are accepted. When you get into digital dollars, like numbers in a bank account, dollars are completely fungible. There is no serial number. They're just a number in an account. From most of history until more recently, digital items are completely fungible. You can trade one for the other. So one copy of a JPEG is exactly the same as another copy of a JPEG. But blockchain changed all that because now you can prove ownership, and you have the opportunity to make a thing that was once completely fungible into a non-fungible item by proving ownership. And all of that is done through blockchain magic, and maybe we'll talk about that soon.